Hunter hit us and said, will Jackson Arnold be Auburn's version of Oregon's Bo Nix? Ironically, Bo Nix originally committed to and played for Auburn. So it's a small world in college football. You know, one of the permanent headlines in this sport is Auburn University and total wild card team this upcoming year. What year? Every year. There's never consistency. It's always in a massive state of flux, it seems like, in my lifetime. Anything could happen. They could go 4-8, they could win the national title, and neither headline, historically, has been all that crazy. So the question there is about the transfer quarterback. So if you've been checked out, you've been living in a cave, remember Jackson Arnold, former Elite 11 MVP, goes to Oklahoma, going to be the savior of the program, and it does not work out, and he gets benched while we were there for the Tennessee game. He got benched, and it was just a lost season for Oklahoma. Well, he has transferred to Auburn, and he presumably will be their starting quarterback this year. So he had a ton of turnover issues last year. Auburn had a ton of turnover issues last year. As they taught me in school, a double negative leads to a positive. So I'm sure it'll just clean itself up magically. But Hunter's asking, is he going to be like what Bo Nix was when he went to Oregon? Well, my question there would be, is Auburn going to be Oregon? Is Auburn going to provide the same environment? Are you going to have the same supporting cast? Are you going to have the same quality of coaching staff? Mima always told me, a five-star seed is worthless if you plant it in crappy topsoil. Mima got a little colorful. When she was talking about talent acquisition, she did not play around. The pressure is going to be there. It always is in major college football. But I do want to remind you, last year wasn't crazy. Like last year, what did they miss the bowl game? They went 5-7. So a bunch of turnovers, like it was ugly, it was inconsistent. They played a bunch of young guys. But the thing is, if you were watching this show last spring, we went down to Auburn. I knocked on Freeze's door. We went in there. I had him on the show, and I just flat out asked him about what the upcoming season was going to be like, because I had been in the building that day, and I had been talking to the coaches, and everybody I pointed to was a true freshman. They were all really young, which begged the question, wait, are you going to play all these young guys? And if so, how's the season about to go? So we got a little bit of sound from last year. So think about this, because Colin's going to play you the sound, but you already know how the season turned out. But think about a 5-7 season within the context of this quote, which came 5 months before the season happened.
So I was walking down the hallway. You guys were walking into a team meeting, and I'm asking folks, hey, who's that? Who's that? Who's that? And every one of them I keep pointing out from an impressive, physical standpoint. I keep hearing, oh, that's a freshman. Yeah. Oh, he's 17. Oh, he's about to be 18. How many of these guys, as much as you can say in spring, are going to play meaningful football for you this year?
More than I desire. But they're going to have to, and I do think they're really talented kids. But, are they ready to step into the SEC and play? Maybe not, but they're going to have to, and we'll see how they do.
Yeah, it was exactly what you would expect. It was wildly inconsistent. And so they went backwards record-wise from the first year. They were, I think, 7-6 their first year, and now they just went 5-7. I think that's right. 7-6, 5-7. Anyway, nothing to write home about. So I said last year, and I cautioned consistently that I didn't think they were going to be very good, and it proved to be true. But I didn't think a whole lot of pressure should have been on Freeze last year. I wasn't overly critical of Hugh Freeze last year. Well, here's the thing about year 3. The pressure is fair in year 3. Because in today's college football, with all the roster reconstruction mechanisms at your disposal and how well-resourced Auburn University is, you have no excuse to suck in year 3. Hugh Freeze knows that. Everyone at Auburn knows that. They've got capable people in that building who have understood that from Bell 1. When they walked in, they knew they had a 3-year rebuild on their hand. So it's not like we're banging on the door demanding for them to be in Atlanta when the dust clears in December, but they better be a lot better than they've been the last couple of years. And it is still unknown because you really don't know what you have at quarterback. They don't either. They know better than I do, but they don't either. But unlike last year, hey, quick timeout. Check and see if you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. If you're not, I humbly ask that you click subscribe. It's free. It doesn't sign you up for anything. What it does is it helps us keep this show free so we can just do college football year-round. All right, back to the clip. when I thought it would have been very unfair to be heaping expectation on him. Look, this is big boy football. This is the SEC. It's Auburn. So you're up there watching Alabama and Kalen DeBoer. I mean, he takes the reign from Saban, and their bad year was a 9-win season. Your other rival at Georgia is right there in the playoff every year, compete for the national championship every year, and LSU is, relatively speaking, on much better footing than you. You don't take a back seat to them. Auburn fans don't look at those programs and say, yeah, we're just little brother over here. They don't think that way. That's not the way the old Auburn family down there thinks. So they gave you 1 year, it's fine. We're post-Harsin. We got a ground-up rebuild on our hands. Year 2, most of them were still understanding that, yeah, we got a bunch of young kids. The recruiting classes have been good, and they have. But it was still going to be very, very touch and go last year, and it was bad. Year 3, it better happen. It better happen. You better see significant improvement, and as it usually does in the sport, it all boils down to the quarterback position. And I have got no earthly idea what to expect from Jackson Arnold at Auburn. Luckily, it's only February, so I don't need to have an opinion on it. But to say I expect him to be at Auburn what Bo Nix was at Oregon, no, I don't expect that. If you get that, I'll just be pleasantly surprised for you. You give me 70% of that, and I'd be happy.